I'm live. Definitely interesting. Have not done this on YouTube yet, so give me a minute here while I try and figure out how to get to comments if anybody comes into this live. Yeah, so this, yeah, so sorry. This time last year, I was going to the carrier that I'm leased onto and signing the contract and starting this deal, starting my owner operator deal. Um, was I scared? Absolutely. Did I think it would turn out as well as it has? No, I didn't. I didn't think it would. I owe a lot of people a lot of thank yous, a lot of gratitude. Um, Not to like really name drop, but DIY Semi, man, thank you. I cannot say thank you enough. You always tell me I put in the work, and that's true. I have put in the work, but without your tutelage, without your support, without all your knowledge, I wouldn't be where I am today. So I owe you a big thank you. Cash is king. Man, thank you. I owe you a thank you. You were the guy that I started talking to that, gave me some great advice in the beginning, told me to reach out to certain people. You're the one that told me to contact DIY Semi. So I owe you a big thank you as well. Like I said, 1 year has passed. There have been many highs. There's been a couple of lows. There was a low right away, to be honest with you. It was a scary situation for me, but I made it through. I worked it through. Me and the carrier worked on, what I did wrong, kind of. But yeah, for the most part, things have been absolutely fantastic. To be honest with you, complete life changer. My whole life has changed for the positive. I got a very strong family at home, so they're all on board. They actually encouraged me to do this when I started this process, especially my daughters. My daughters encouraged the hell out of me to do this, and I owe them a big thank you. I owe my wife a huge thank you. I would not be as successful as I am without the rock that's at home. I know that's all sentimental and crap like that, but that's the honest to God truth. I would not be where I am without the rock at home. Like I said, my life's changed a lot. I no longer worry about, I take that back. I worry all the time. That's just my nature. I worry about everything. But like financially, for the first time in my life, I feel the freedom, if that makes sense. Kind of a power of position. I'll touch on some things real quick. So a year ago today, I bought a truck. I had a goal of paying that truck off in 3 years. Now, I did lease purchase the truck through the carrier that I'm leased onto. The reason I did that is the deal that I was given was better than the deal I could get at the dealership. I was ready to walk into the dealership and purchase a truck. The truck would have been a problem. It was a ProStar, and then I was also looking at some Kenworth T680s, but they had more miles than this truck that I bought, and the financing was outrageous. And the financing I got through the carrier I'm leased onto, I would have been a fool not to take the deal. Put it that way. I kind of lost my train of thought, but so I set myself a goal to pay this truck off in 3 years. I paid it off in 8 months. I set myself goals when I started, save X amount of dollars. I'll be honest, it was $10,000. The first time I wanted to save $10,000 for a major breakdown. And then I realized $10,000 as I saw prices of things kind of going up, I changed that dollar amount. I achieved that. I achieved the $10,000 mark, and then I achieved the other dollar amount that I set for myself in case I had a major breakdown. So like the fears that I had coming into this, they didn't last very long. You know, they didn't last long at all, to be honest with you. And part of that is because of the people I surround myself with. You'll hear me talk about that all the time, is I surround myself with really, really good people. The carrier I'm leased onto, I mean, I don't need to keep saying, we all know it's DIY, man. That guy looks out for us. That guy teaches you. That guy is there to like have you succeed. And I mean, I put in the work to be where I'm at today, but he definitely like laid the yellow brick road for me, you know. I can't say thank you to him enough, and I'm not, you know, I don't need to kiss his butt too much, but you know, the way he operates his business makes it life-changing for somebody like me. You know, and then you got people like Cash is King, who takes my phone calls in the middle of the night. I remember one day I broke down, my reefer quit running, and I called Cash early in the morning. I see that. Called him early in the morning. He answered the phone and kind of walked me through some steps on how to get my reefer started again. There's lots of people on YouTube I've watched, to be honest with you, that, you know, I might not agree with everything they do, but I take bits and pieces of what they do and kind of incorporate it into what I'm doing, and it seems to be working for me. So yeah, like I said, the fears, the truck I bought is an absolute beast. This truck, I'm fortunate. I understand that this truck is the reason I'm able to generate the money that I make. You know what I mean? And I have had no major issues with this truck. The things I've replaced in this truck have been a radiator, a starter, a water pump. And I think that's it. Those three things, and all three of those things were things that needed to be replaced. They were factory pieces of equipment. You know, they were 6 years old. They had 500,000 miles on them. They needed to be replaced. So the truck has been just an absolute beast for me. And then it's funny, if you watch Trailer Trucking, you know I'm heading back to Minnesota and then I'm taking time off to go ice fishing. I do take time off, but the reality is I've kind of grown into that, because when I first started this, I didn't take any time off. I worked. I hustled. I mean, that's my nature. And now that I feel a little bit more comfortable, yeah, I take some time off. I do things that I was never able to do before. So yeah, let's look at some of these comments. I don't really know how to get them off this screen, so I see them keep popping up. I want to just get to a couple of people. DIY, hey now, man. Oh, hold on. My camera is going to keep going off every time I talk. DIY, man, thank you. Thanks for everything, bro. You know how I feel, man. Kelly's Kitchen. I owe you a thank you, too. You know, I owe you a big thank you. I believe we all know who Kelly's Kitchen is. You know, you've made me some amazing meals. You've given me a place to lay my head now and then when I'm in your neck of the woods. So I owe you a big thank you as well. Sterling, morning, man. How's it going? Yo, 2022 is gonna bring you a lot of good things, man. I really believe that. DIY, yeah, buddy. Kelly's Kitchen. Yeah, we already know DIY's got a big head, and it's only gonna get bigger. He wants me to cry. That ain't gonna happen. Nomadic Brit, what's going on, bro? But yeah, no, the transition from company driver to where I am today, you know, I'm told that I cut the learning curve, that I've put myself in a position that it takes people, 5 to 10 years to get to. And I'm not saying that to like toot my own horn at all, because I put in the work to get there, but it was all these people that kind of were, laying brick along the way to help me out. I don't want to take anything away from myself. Like, that sounds, I'm not trying to be egotistical, but I'm smart enough to know what I have to do. I mean, that's what it comes down to. I'm good with money, which is funny. You take a guy that made what I made as a company driver. It was enough to have a living. I support 5 people on my income. So when I was a company guy, I made enough money to support all of us, to have a house, to have a couple of nice cars, but that was it. Everything was just, we had to pinch pennies when it came to anything else. And all of a sudden I started getting this money into my account, and obscene money, to be honest with you. And I had to learn real quick how to keep that money, how to allocate it for certain things. And that was scary. And I still struggle with it, I'll be honest. I still struggle not in spending it. That's the problem. I don't want to spend a cent of this money. I have learned over time that some things I need to buy. Even if, I bought tires recently. 2 more sets of steer tires, even though I just bought steer tires in the summertime. There's things that I've bought to like get a good value on them now, so in the future I'm not paying the inflated price that things are gonna be. Dude, Porsche. That's my car, man. I love Porsches. Let's get to some of these comments here real quick. DIY, doesn't time off hurt your pay? Not when your money works for you, DIY. Doesn't hurt me at all. That's funny. You I think about it all the time. When I'm at home, I'm thinking about trailer trucking. That's the truth. Yeah, no problem, Sterling, man. DIY semi. I'm not flexing, man. I'm not flexing at all. But yeah, no, it's all these typical guys. Everybody that's in this live right now, you've all either posted videos, you've either gone live, or I've had direct contact with you and you've helped me along this way. I don't talk about money. $7 a load for you tomorrow. You want it? Oh, okay. So here's the problem. I'm kind of a whore, to be honest with you. I do like the money. I do like to chase the money. I do like to build myself up. I look at $7,000-$8,000 loads, as Convoy just sent something. I do look at like $7,000, $8,000, $9,000. Well, not 9, but like $7,000 loads, $8,000 loads. And here's my thought process. I think about like tuition costs for college. Even though I'm not gonna like pay out of my pocket for that, for my daughters, I think about that. So yeah, I jump on stuff like that when I, maybe should go home for a night or two. I decide to take another load because I want to set my kids up. I want my kids to have the future that I'm having right now without all the bull crap that came along with how I got to where I am now. And it doesn't hurt that this market is just phenomenal. I mean, I crushed it this week. I'll be home tonight, so I will 6 days out, and the money I generated in 6 days is absolutely, like, to me, it's obscene money. It's more money than I used to make in like 3 months, and like I said, there's things that haven't happened to me yet. I haven't had any major breakdowns. I've had one toll bill, kind of. I drove through a blizzard last year and thought I was on a road, and I wasn't. I was in the median, and had to get pulled out. But anyways, let's get to some of these comments. DIY, just talked about your $7,000 load. I'm not going to take it today. Nomadic Brit, we got higher contract rates starting last year around the summer, but we are now entering this new year with higher rates. So looking forward to this year. Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm not falling into this trap like that rates are always going to stay this way, but they are this way right now. So this is what I know. Now, I have also set my business up to, I mean, I did a video a couple of weeks ago that talked about what is cheap freight. I know what cheap freight is to me. So, 8,000 DIY, you're not a, well, you are a broker. No, I pass. So yeah, these rates are phenomenal. And obviously that's the reason why I'm in the position I'm in. I did get into this last year. Well, what I paid for this truck is, you know, like $30,000 less than what they're going for right now. I mean, you can find some of them for the price right around what I paid for it, but not many. So I got lucky. And then the rates just continued to climb. The lanes I ran were phenomenal lanes. I'll talk about that real quick. I am leased onto a carrier. It's an 80-20 split carrier. I don't really pick my own freight. I can if I don't know, DIY, answer this. I have picked my own freight. I have the DAT low board. I have all the low boards. I go on there, and if I see something I want, I relay it to DIY, and then I take it. But the truth is, DIY has way more time at home, not where he's just sitting around, but he has way more time to find better paying loads for me. And it's worked out in my favor. And you know what? He's let me eat my mistakes, you know. And what I mean by that is I have picked a couple of my own loads and I've ran them and they didn't work out the way I thought they were going to, and it was a learning experience for me. You know, he talked me through what I need to look for and what I need to understand about certain areas that I'm going into. So yeah, I mean, I believe having somebody in my corner work for me is a benefit. I mean, when I look at my bank account, I know it's a benefit to have somebody working for me, like working with me to get me the freight that I want, whether it's contracted freight or, you know, spot market freight. And yeah, the rates are absolutely ridiculous, but if the rates dropped overnight tonight, I'm still in a position where I'll be just fine. And I didn't think that was the case when I started this a year ago. The fears of, honestly, my biggest fear was like being bankrupt, like spending the little bit of money I had, taking my nest egg essentially and betting on myself. It scared the crap out of me. But I also know how hard I worked for companies, and I knew I could do that for myself. I believed in myself enough to say nothing's gonna really stop you. Barring a major accident or something like that, nothing was gonna stop me. And so far to date, nothing has stopped me. You know? I don't know. Now I feel like I'm just rambling. But yeah, no, I feel very fortunate to be in the position I'm in. You know, I thank the people that have helped me get here. I respect the sacrifice that my family goes through to hopefully have a better future. You know, this isn't all just me. You know, my daughters, my wife, they all sacrifice right along with me, and I couldn't appreciate them anymore. You know, now, yeah, DIY, you want me to cry and get it emotional, start talking about my family. You know, it's not easy always being on the road and getting a phone call, and whether it's my daughter's upset or my wife's upset, like I want to fix the situation and I can't because I'm, 1,300 miles away. That's tough, but we've learned how to work around those problems, how to parent on the road, basically. Um, yeah, I'll get to some of these comments here real quick. My repairs came out to about 14,000, but I did a lot of my own work and good friends with shop space. Yeah, Sterling, that's kind of what I'm talking about. Like, my actual maintenance costs were next to nothing. Now, I did put an APU on the truck. I did do some things, and yeah, I have people that help me too. I have a shop that I can go to when I'm back in Minnesota, and the guy is a mechanic that helps me fix my truck, or DIY has helped me. I don't know how many times we've worked on my truck, just tinkering with it. Or I ask him, hey, show me this so I know what to do in case this happens. That's probably the biggest thing I've learned this year, is I've just learned more about a truck. When I was a company guy, I didn't need to know anything about the truck. The company wouldn't let me touch it. Now that this is my truck, my name's on the title, I want to take care of it the best that I can. Well, the best way that I know wasn't, how do I say this? I didn't know much. I didn't know where every grease zerk was on a truck until DIY showed me, another mechanic showed me, and then I had my buddy show me. It took 3 times for me to like visually see where all the grease zerks were in my truck. But you know what? It paid off, because I got a grease job done at a Love's a couple of weeks ago, and they didn't grease all my zerks. So I was able to go in and tell them, hey, you missed 4 or 5 of them. They came out and finished the job. Yeah, you're right, Sterling. Alex, that's funny. That's funny. I don't know the man at all, but I'll tell you what. I talked to him twice on the telephone, probably about right around this time last year. Talked to him a couple of times on the telephone and exchanged a couple of emails with Alex. And you know what? The guy helped me out too. And he puts out great content, and I watch, I listen to him. He's a good dude too, a mother trucker. Yeah, there's so many people in this game right now that you can learn from. And I'm glad that I have the people in my corner. DIY semi, how rich are you? I don't know. I'm not rich. Rich is a relative word, man. And what I mean by that is, maybe I am rich because nothing intimidates me anymore. Now, am I going out and buying trucks or buying an ice castle? If you don't know what an ice castle is, it's a fish house. It's kind of like an RV. What stocks do you recommend for 2022? Not this biotech firm. I did one little thing on Robinhood, and I'll never do it again. But no, I don't have any stock information. I'm the last guy you need to come to for that. I ask you, but yeah, no, anyways, sorry. I was reading. I don't like when the comments come up here on this screen. I'd rather look at them on this phone, but I don't know how to shut that off. So yeah, I mean, all in all, year 1 has been an absolute success. And I believe that I've done things the right way to where if year 2 isn't as successful as year 1, I'm really not going to hit many roadblocks, because I've set this little business up to withstand the downtimes. And funny story, I worked for a construction supply company when I was younger. And I remember in like 2008, the housing market took a crash, and I delivered drywall and structural steel. And there was like 4 other competitors that we had right in the same state of Minnesota. And this company I worked for survived that that collapse of the market, where the other companies didn't. And I remember one day the owner of our company had a meeting, and he's like, "Hey guys, don't worry about anything. Hours might be cut a little bit, but we're here for the long haul. We've positioned ourselves to withstand a down market." And I didn't realize at the time how important that was. Well, now that I own this truck and, you know, I'm self-employed, I'm trying to grow this small little business, I see how important that is. And I believe I've set my business up to sustain a downtime. And if there is a downtime, that just means I get to do more fishing. You know, I could feed my family on fish. I wouldn't do that though. I would run. I would work as hard as I needed to work to be successful. I'm not going to throw in the towel unless, you know, they tell me I can't drive the truck and they're putting a robot in my seat. You know, I'm here. Do I always want to drive a truck? Nope. But I'm here right now, and I'm going to make the most of this. And after 1 year, the success that I feel like I've earned is well worth the small sacrifice that, you know, I'm going through. And the sacrifice for me is just not being home every day. That's the truth. I miss my daughters, I miss my wife, miss my dog, but I'm okay with it. You know, I have a little bit of a gypsy soul. You know, I don't mind going different places, seeing different things. You know, is it all luxury where I get to stop and enjoy everything I see? No, but at least I get to see it. You know, I think of parts of the country. There's a part of the country I really, really like Georgia, what is that? Northern Georgia and Tennessee area. I really like that area, and the truth is, I don't think I ever would have seen that area had I not been an over-the-road truck driver. Had I not taken this opportunity, I don't think I would have ever seen that area. And I happen to really like it. I would love to set up a base out there, but I think my family's pretty tied down to Minnesota. I'm not, but I think my family is. I'll get to some of these comments. I'm basically an intern for my company, a sexy one. There you go, Sterling. Damn it, Sterling. DIY Semi. How about a new anthem for 2022? Man, if prices came down a little bit, I would jump on a used one, maybe. I would think about it. If prices of trucks and equipment came down a little bit, I would jump on it. I've also thought maybe about getting a trailer, but I don't want to spend the money that I see people spending on trailers right now, especially when I don't need to. You know, real quick, the carrier I'm leased onto, I mean, here's the crazy thing. Like I said, it's an 80-20 split company. I'm not really going to talk about money, but that's what I pay, 20%. I don't have to pay any trailer rental fees. I don't have to pay, I mean, I pay for my reefer fuel and trailer washouts, but that's it. Nothing else comes out of my settlements except my fuel, and like if I want my taxes taken out, meaning like my 2290 or my registration, I can have that taken out, but I like to just pay that in full. So yeah, I mean, there's no reason for me to go get a trailer right now. There's, you know, a new truck would be nice, but why get rid of something that has generated me, you know, screw it, I'll share numbers a little bit. I paid $41,000 for this truck. This truck has generated like 6, 7, 8 times that amount, probably even more. So right now, why would I get rid of it? I just don't see a reason to get rid of this truck right now. I don't see a reason. It's a good, solid truck, and you know, maybe the end of 2022 I'll have to think about it. We'll see. Right now I'm happy. Sterling, prices will go down on trucks with prices will go down Sorry. Now I feel like cash is king. Sterling, prices will go down on trucks when DEF runs out. Yeah, that's crazy. I've been quiet about that. I'm still going to be quiet about that. But yeah, that's a scary situation, especially if you read some of that stuff that's going on, in parts of Europe and Australia and South Korea. It's been a week or two since I've read about it, but that could happen. So yeah, I don't know. Has anybody got any questions? There's a few people in here. If you got questions, I'll do my best to answer them. My first year in review, like I said, I don't want to share money. I just don't feel comfortable doing that. But I can say that it's been a successful year, and I'm grateful for the people that are in my corner to help me out. Yeah. Can everybody do me a favor and hit the thumbs up for me? I just did it myself. Kind of cool. But yeah, no, this YouTube thing's kind of cool too, to be honest with you. I started it because I get bored. And how it started is I was posting videos on Facebook. And a bunch of my friends from Facebook are like, hey, you should start a YouTube channel. Now, like, my daughters think YouTube is like a dead platform. They want me to do TikTok. I know nothing about TikTok. I know very little about this YouTube crap, but it's fun, it's enjoyable, and it gives me something to do. So yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I know it's not a very good review. You can say whatever you want. Yeah. I don't know how to put into words like how everything's transformed from last year till now. It's hard for me to. It was hard for me to imagine I would be where I am today a year ago. Let me get to one of these comments. Death by Debt. That's actually a good name. Saving a new box truck. Sleeper. Watch out, Swift. I'm coming for you. That I cut my teeth in box trucks when I was 18, 19 years old. The first truck I ever drove was I believe it was an old International box truck. And I did that for about a year and a half. And then the company I worked for let me start driving the big boy trucks. And I've been doing that ever since. But yeah, no. The year in review, like I said, I don't know how to really put it all into words. Did I make money? Absolutely. I don't know how anybody can't make money right now. I paid off a truck. All the goals I had set for myself, there were 3-year goals. I achieved all of them. Setting money aside, paying my taxes. I feel like I've done everything right. Got myself an accountant that knows trucking. I feel like I've done everything right in year one. I'll give this guy a shout out real quick. Nevada, man, thank you for coming in. And thank you for all the support you've given me lately, man. Your advice, the comments, I really appreciate it. You got a great channel over there too. Like I said, there's so many people out there that have good YouTube channels, and it doesn't mean that you have to agree with every single thing that they do, but you should try and learn a little bit from them. You know what I mean? And Nevada's one of them. I don't really know what else to say. Like I said, from where I was a year ago to where I am today it seems like a total whirlwind. It doesn't even seem real. And to be honest with you, to not go out and I used to dream about wanting this truck, right? Not a semi truck. I wanted a 4-wheel truck. I wanted an ice house, and I was tired of driving my car out on the ice and getting it stuck. Now, I could go into the dealership right now and buy that truck I want, but I haven't done it. And I'm glad I haven't done it, because it's put me in a different area in my mind. It's put me in an area where, like, I can be comfortable with this money I have and have it work for me. If I went and bought that truck's gonna, well, for one, it's just gonna sit in my garage. I'm not home enough to, like, really use it, and I'm going ice fishing next week for the first time in a year. When I started this a year ago, I had gone ice fishing on Christmas Day. I had gone ice fishing on New Year's Eve, or maybe it was the 30th. I had gone ice fishing, and then I went and did my retraining with the carrier I'm leased onto, and I haven't been ice fishing since. So there's no reason for me to buy a truck to go ice fishing. You know, it's just gonna sit there and collect dust. It might look cool with all the fishing gear in it, but other than that, you know. So yeah, no, I couldn't be happier. I'm gonna get off here, but thank you to DIY Semi, Kelly's Kitchen, Cash is King. You know, there's so many. I don't want to, like, name drop, but, like, there's other YouTubers I've watched that don't know me, don't know I've watched them, but they've helped me. You know what I mean? They were, and, you know, some of their inspiration led to me making this decision. Let me read this comment. I'm reading this comment because this name's really cool. Death by Debt. Buy large cap dividend stock. Ride inflation. So now we're getting into areas that I don't really know about. I rely on other people to, like, teach me these things, because when I was a company guy, I knew nothing about money. Like, we had a 401k, and you always put in, like, if they matched up to 6% or something, 4%, you just put in that amount and they would match it. I didn't know anything. You know what I mean? And now I'm learning how to make that money work for me. Nevada. Whoa, hold on. Nevada Trucking and Trails. Fishing in a lava rocks in an active volcano sounds better right now. Cold down in New Mexico. Is it? I wouldn't think New Mexico would be cold. And I don't know if I want to fish on lava rocks, you know, whether it's a dead volcano. I've never done it. Invite me out, man. I'll go fishing with you. Yeah, thank you everybody for the support. I'm a very small channel, but that's okay with me. I don't need to be a big channel. I enjoy what I'm doing here on YouTube. The support's been overwhelming. So I'll read the last couple comments, then I'll get off here. Good luck, Nomadic Brick. Good luck, sir, to you and your carrier in 2022. Yeah, thanks, man. Good luck. Yeah, we're doing good over there. Nevada Trucking and Trails. Whiteout conditions. Lots of trucks flipped over. Wrecked. Oh, wow. Be careful out there then, man. You know, I was watching, I think you were live when you were in that tornado area. That was crazy looking weather. Matter of fact, I pulled over early last night. I was going through Iowa and it started freezing rain and really windy, and I pulled over. I learned my lesson once last year not to test nature, not to test Mother Nature. Just doesn't work well for us sometimes. Nomadic Brit, peace out. Nevada, thanks again, man, for real. Happy New Year, keep up and trucking. Yeah, I appreciate it, Death by Debt. I agree with that too, by the way. So yeah, I'm gonna get off here. Thank you for everybody coming in. Hit the thumbs up for me if you would, and until next time, you know what it is. Keep on trucking.